coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it. I appreciate you being a part of this and hanging out with us on a Sunday. We'll run this several times this week, so I'll be clear in making that known. But we wanted to share some news with you about August and September on the ticket. August, September, October, November, December on the ticket. And a little of January on the ticket. 402-464-5685 if you want to just share your thoughts on it. And I'm open to it. There are no wrong thoughts when I share this information, because a big part of it is that this is for you. And I know that we are in the middle of Husker Nation. And it will not change how we do business when it comes to the Huskers. Nebraska football season, listen, we're going to give you 2.5 hours of pregame before every game. 2.5 hours on the stream, brick and mortar, stellar. Got you covered. We're going to do 90 minutes post-game. At least 90 minutes post-game. Some Saturdays, I would imagine that we hang out a while because there's lots to talk about on the brick and mortar and on our stream. But ticket fan, listen, it's football season. Camps are open. The Huskers go to camp Wednesday, and I want to fully celebrate football. Now, I'm going to tell you, listen, we have a great lineup throughout the course of the day and our weeknights. Fantastic roster. But added value is what we're about. Added value. I believe it says the stream is wrong. Don't know. We can check that. Don't know what's going on. And David Farina, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. But I wanted added value for football fans, especially college football fans, and then NFL football fans. Look, we have the airways. We can stream multiple things at the same time. On the brick and mortar, we could have one thing. On the stream, we could have up to 4 other things. So why would I not I love you so much that I need to give you more options. More options. So what if I said that on top of our pre and post game coverage, and something's back, someone's giving me feedback, Bach. Yeah, that. Yeah, it's just there. It's in my head. I wanted to make sure I wasn't hearing voices. I hear voices. A lot of the Randy Orton thing, I hear the voices in my head. I just have to make sure they're friendly voices. I wasn't real sure. I was like, wait a minute, did I bump my head? Am I concussed today? Did I have too much caffeine? What happened? What is happening? Why are they talking to me? Leave me alone. But here's what I envisioned for you. And I want to start with the NFL. And you all know that you're here on a Sunday. So we have local programming on Sunday. And in football season, it's really important for us to have local programming. So we'll still have local programming. So imagine that you're going to have to listen to me like Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, 11 o'clock, DP, and Haas, 12, 1 o'clock. We generally run the Nico Project, but we may move and adjust some things. Bill's Thrills, etc. Those things, we can move them around so they make sense. Of course, the return of Mike Melby and Tom Stevens for Husker Rewind. They really good at breaking down Saturday's Husker game and what's going on. We know that we have student athletes that are going to return, swimming show, soccer show, etc. Full days. We're going to go all the way through it. Of course, the nighttime stuff all the way through. Ricky Simmons, Get Your Happy Hour on, Raceway Show, all the stuff. You're going to get all that anyway. But what I wanted was to give you the opportunity and the option to have some other programming. So what if I said to you that we are sitting in agreement so that we can bring you all of the NFL primetime games? Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday Night Football. So Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football on the ticket every week of the NFL, all the way to the Super Bowl. We got you. We got you. We got you. So there's that. Now, there's some things that go along with that for the NFL's sake, right? Because we'll get Super Bowl, playoffs, etc. Like, we want those things. Those are nice things to have in your arsenal. So you'll be able to go on the app and choose which feed you want. Do you want local programming or do you want the NFL? You can say that. Hey, man, I'm in a mood. Some weeks, it'll be somebody you love. Some weeks, it won't. I have to be fully transparent. I know that a lot of fans here are either Dallas Cowboy fans or Las Vegas Raiders fans. If you are, feel free to raise your hand in the text and just go, yeah, Cowboys fan, Raiders fan. Pete Ferguson, I already know you're raising your hand and you're holding your breath at the same time because you fully understand, want me to say, we were offered the opportunity to carry all of the games for both of those teams. We could have chosen the Cowboys and broadcast all of their games or the Raiders and broadcast all of their games. But for those of you who know me, you know where I'm from. I'm from Washington, D.C. And as a part of my core, I cannot, in good faith, align myself directly and in full with the evil empire. I can't do it. I can't do it. Look, you know, I have family in D.C. My friends follow this station. Do you have any understanding of the amount of grief I would take? The absolute terror. I would be tortured if it was announced that 93.7 Ticket, the DP station, was partnering with the evil empire and you were just going to carry Dallas Cowboy games. Now, it brings me great pleasure to say that I turned down the Dallas Cowboys because it's true. Yes, I love the fact that I got to say no to the Dallas Cowboys. Gotcha. Listen, now, in full fairness, there will be weekends where the Cowboys are on the ticket. So don't pout. Don't throw your get up off the floor. Stop kicking the floor. Stop holding your breath. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with me. You and your Dallas Cowboy tantrum. It doesn't work. You're going to get some Dallas Cowboy football on the ticket. You're going to get some Raiders on the ticket. So much so that on August 11th, Sunday, August 11th, just a mere 2 weeks from today, that at 3 p.m., Sunday afternoon, the ticket will carry the Dallas Cowboys versus the Rams preseason game. We even got you some exhibition football. The following week, Saturday, August 17th, the Dallas Cowboys and the Raiders at 8:30 on a Saturday night, you'll have the Cowboys and the Raiders. And then August 24th, Saturday afternoon at 2:30, it will be the Chargers versus the Cowboys. Chargers, Cowboys. Now, through the season, what we know to be true is that they have offered us quite the schedule of NFL games. I originally said that I wanted to keep some of the local content on the terrestrial radio early or late. either or. Because of their relationship with us, they have allowed us to be fluid. So some weeks we will carry the early game and then go brick and mortar. Again, all programming will be available on the stream, no matter what. No matter what, you will be able to get the live program, the live local program, no matter what. It just means that, like today, the Royals are on this terrestrial and the streaming is available to you via all the other resources in streaming that we do. So, message, download the app, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, follow us on X, like them, so that the additional content is available to you. And do it now. Don't wait until the day of a game that you want to hear and then you can't get to it. Or there's a show you want to get to and you can't hear it. Here are some of the examples of what's in play. And just to let you know that Thursday night, September 26th, the Cowboys are playing the Giants. Yes, we'll have that game. Sunday, October 6th, Sunday night game, Cowboys, Steelers. Yes, we will have that game. Sunday night, October 27th, Cowboys, 49ers. Monday night, Texans, Cowboys. We got you. We got you. Thursday, Thursday, November 25th, Thanksgiving night, Cowboys, Giants. We got you. Sunday, December 9th, Bengals, Cowboys. We got you. Sunday, December 22nd, Buccaneers at Cowboys. Nighttime games are you're locked in. You're locked in. We will have Browns, Raiders. We'll get you some different games. On week 3, September 22nd, we'll have the Eagles at the Saints in the early game. Early pocket, it fits our schedule. We're going to do it. Week 2, September 15th, 2:30, we have the Bengals versus the Chiefs. You're going to get some really good work. You're going to get some really good ball games. So spread the word. Listen, if you're working in the car, you're on a road trip, you want to be able to do this thing, guess what? You'll have some football, or you can go to the app and have some sports talk. And those schedules are open and available. And it's pretty exceptional to watch how it played out. Different games, different features along the way. Depends on the week and what's going on. But, of course, through all of these things, you have options. We know that we were offered Saturday games in December. Got them. All the Thanksgiving Day games, got them. We got them. NFL football. And again, if there is a game that you absolutely want, if you tell me in advance, there may be ways for me to do it. I'm not going to carry more Cowboy games. Just going to tell you, no. I already said no. Daddy said no. Daddy said no. Don't go to mom. Daddy said no. Just going to say, I'm giving you some. You can't have all the candy. You can have some of it. Now, that is our Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night schedule. NFL live broadcast on the ticket. Friday nights, high school football. Yes, we will focus and feature Lincoln High School football from the stadium. Yes, Nick Sainert on the call it could be one night, it could be he and Jay Foreman. The next night, it could be he and Amon Green. Could be he and Rashawn Jackson. It could be me and Adam Carricker. I don't know. Depends on the Friday night. Depends on the game. But we will have that. So there's your Thursday night. There's your Friday night. There's your Sunday night and your Monday night. That's 5 nights of really good football. But there's more. I know you're thinking to yourself, hey, DP, what about college football? Hey, buddy, I got you covered. Remember, Husker pregame, 2.5 hours before Huskers play. Huskers post game 90 minutes, at least 90 minutes after the game. But what about the rest of the day, you say? What about the rest of the day? During games, and depending on the game, we will have live streaming a hangout. We'll have a ticket club where you can just hang out and be on the stream and on the text line, and we can watch the game for you, with you. Anything you want to get off your chest, questions you have, there'll be some former Husker here who can kind of break it down. Bach will walk you through it. Like you can just say, Bach will just tell you, yeah, this isn't good. this is this is terrible. This is going to be a long day. But what we know about college football is that it expands the day, and away from the stream and the brick and mortar, we have the ability to bring you games. So let's go into the early version. Hey, Bach, you ready for this?
I'm excited.
Right? That as it plays out, because there are different games that are in play, and you're trying to not step on the toe of Husker Nation and the fan, but there are folks who want football on brick and mortar radio and on the stream simply because. So that Saturday, August 24th, there's a game of interest. What if I said to you, we're just going to kick off the season with SMU and Nevada? Just
some week 0 football. Huh?
Week 0 football. We just want to. We want to do that. So we are. We're going to bring that to you. What if I told you there's a Big Ten team playing on the 24th? Minnesota.
Oh, that's a good one.
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have that on the ticket. North Carolina versus Minnesota. Let's go to week 1. Huskers play at what time? 2:30?
I think so.
2:30. So pregame rolling through noon, right? But what if you wanted something to do while the Husker game is on? We've been offered Miami versus Florida that we can broadcast while the Huskers are, because we don't get to broadcast the Huskers. But I could also get you a really good football game to have on while the Huskers are playing, same time. Miami versus Florida. And then after the postgame show, right? Postgame show rolls 2:30, 5:30, 5:37, kind of got to playing, right? What if at 7 o'clock we give you Notre Dame versus Texas A&M? Even if it's the same time as the Huskers, right? You move to the night game. But over here, like, little Fighting Irish versus Aggies.
Good matchup.
Find out what Trev's doing down there. The following week. Do you have the Husker schedule up? Can you bring up the Husker schedule? Right.
6:30 game in Colorado.
Uh-huh. So at 10:30 that morning, it is Texas versus Michigan on the ticket. Not bad. Not bad. Of course, we're going to run all the full pregame for that one. We may go extra, but we could brick and mortar stream Iowa versus Iowa State. It's up to the listeners. You tell us what you want. The following week, what do Huskers have in week 3?
So September 14th, Nebraska plays Northern Iowa at 6:30.
At 6:30. So we will pregame it at 4. But before that, the morning game on the ticket, Alabama versus Wisconsin. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad for a Sunday morning. What's the following week, Brock?
September 20th will be that Friday game against Illinois, actually.
So we can do whatever we want on Saturday.
That's right.
10:30, Tennessee versus Oklahoma. Hey, you want a game 2 on a free Saturday? How about a Rose Bowl classic with USC versus Michigan?
There's so many good matchups with these the non-con games, into the conference games.
Hey, brother. The next week, week 4, what do you got?
September 28th, Nebraska will play at Purdue at 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m. Later that evening, it's Georgia versus Alabama. What's the next week, Bach?
Well, then they've got Rutgers on the 5th. We don't know the time for that quite yet.
Yeah, we kind of think that's a midday. It's a midday. In the morning, we have Missouri and Texas A&M. At night, we have Auburn, Georgia. Not a bad Saturday of college football. What's the following week, Bach?
Well, October 12th, Nebraska will have the bye week.
Bye week. Hey, let's go down to the Red River and give you Texas versus Oklahoma. And then we will follow that up with a who's who match of the Big Ten Conference. Ohio State travels to Oregon. We'll have that here on the ticket. What's the next week, brother?
October 19th, Nebraska will play at Indiana. Once again, no time official quite yet.
We're thinking earlier midday.
Yeah.
Not a night game. The night game for the for the ticket will be Georgia at Texas.
A lot of big names in here. A lot of playoff.
Georgia at Texas the following week, Bach.
October 26th, Nebraska at Ohio State. No time announced for that either.
Thinking that's a big nighttime game or an early game, but in the middle of that, we were offered LSU versus Texas A&M. Let's go. The following week, Bach.
November 2nd, Nebraska will take on UCLA. They'll welcome them in. Again, no time announced quite yet.
That's probably midday. Nighttime is Wisconsin and Iowa. Hey, the early game, Oregon at Michigan. Fuck. We got a schedule, baby. What's next?
November 9th, another bye week for Nebraska.
A bye week. So we're going to get Big Ten football with Michigan at Indiana, and then we'll go to the SEC with Oklahoma and Missouri. Next week.
November 16th, Nebraska will travel to the Coliseum to take on USC. No time announced yet.
We're assuming that they're not going to put that game at the same time as Oregon and Wisconsin because we're offered Oregon and Wisconsin. Early in the day, though, to kick off that Saturday, Tennessee versus Georgia. The next week.
November 23rd, Nebraska and Wisconsin. No time announced.
Nebraska and Wisconsin, we were offered Alabama versus Oklahoma. And then at night, Ole Miss at Florida. Bangers. It's like Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Banger after banger after banger. What's the following week, Bach?
The following week is rivalry week. Nebraska, of course, will play on Black Friday against Iowa at 6:30, but leaving Saturday's window open for us.
Wide open. Hey, how about these two ball games to get you through a Saturday of college football? We'll start with Auburn versus Alabama. And then we'll finish the day with Michigan, Ohio State. Not bad. Let's go into December. Bach, what do you have for December? Oh,
we hope
it's a bowl game.
Yeah,
we hope there's a bowl game. But we will carry the ACC championship, the Big 12 championship, the SEC championship, and the Big 10 championship. And then December 14th, America's game, Army versus Navy on the ticket. Hey, Bach, is that a football schedule for you? Or is that a football schedule for you?
That's quite an announcement. Like you said, all the primetime games for the NFL, heavy Cowboys and Raiders, which each have great seasons coming up for them. And then, again, as you go through this college football matchups, it gets me more excited for the season, the pandemonium, the craziness, and the big-time matchups that not only will have as college football fans, but we'll have right here at the ticket.
Yeah, I mean, just to fully engage and go into great depth here, I just want to remind you, Husker, the ticket pregame and postgame won't be affected. In some of these cases, we will go straight from our pregame to a live broadcast of a game while you're watching the Huskers or listening to the Huskers. We're going to give other folks content. Now, some of the games, I can tell you, Colorado, we've been asked to do a live stream where we have ticket talent watching the Husker Colorado game and kind of hanging out. So it's a Husker game hangout. And that's fine. We have sponsors who have asked us to do it for every game, which if we get full support, and again, you, the listener, you have a say-so here. Reach out to me. You can put it on a text line. You can email me. You can give me a DM me on social media. I know there are folks who would rather have a live conversation about the Husker game. Remember, we can't give play-by-play. We can't do that. But we can watch the game and talk about what's happening as long as we don't step on the play-by-play. We're not going to play the crowd noise behind it. We're not going to do that. But in some cases, it makes perfect sense. I would imagine that Colorado, Ohio State, USC. Probably Black Friday we will go. So the Friday night games, live stream. Because that'll be after high school football has ended. Right? Black Friday. Is there state football on Black Friday?
I don't believe so.
I know the state tournament goes into December, right?
Yeah, I just thinking on previous years, it doesn't feel like there's that.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that I don't think there was a game going on Black Friday. No, because high school football couldn't play at Memorial Stadium when they're playing Iowa at Memorial Stadium. So so imagine on those Friday night games, we'll be able to live stream. And here's what I know. In some cases, it'll be Bach and Carricker. In some cases, it'll be me and Jay. It could be Nick and Jay, or it could be me and Ahmad. There'll be different combinations of people who can do the live stream during game. In some cases, we won't do that. Now, if you want to be a part of it, let us know. I think it would be fascinating. And it would probably be crabs in a barrel to figure out that we could have a fan come in with us. But remember, there's only 12 games. So there's only 12 fans that could get an opportunity to come in and live stream with us during a Husker game. A lot of our fans are going to games. And a lot of fans don't want to be bothered. Like, listen, man, let me watch my Huskers and somebody else can talk about it. But I like the idea that we could have 12 ticket super fans who come in and do the live stream. Bach, you can think of some listeners that you wouldn't be terrified to have to spend those 3 hours with them, right?
No, it's good to work with people. If they're newbies to radio, I might just keep my hand over the dump button just in case.
That part,
yeah.
Well, and I think it would be the opposing team scores in a critical moment. We've had far too much of that in recent history to not do. So, hey, we'll throw it to break. We'll come back. We'll recap the schedule, recap the announcement. But there's NFL, high school football, and college football on the ticket this fall, and we're excited.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those serving today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. We live in the land of the free, thanks to the brave.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefits package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Special thanks to Platinum Partner Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, delivering dependable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. One on One. We're talking 93.7 The Ticket and live broadcast during football season. And yeah, it's an opportunity for you to speak out and say, Believer says this. I could see myself listening to the sit-down talk during the game as I watch the game, turning up the comments a lot more like at halftime or to get commercials or things are going a certain way. Yeah, that would kind of be the thing. It's just another Husker hangout. Because, I mean, we'd like, even if you're in the stadium, you could still text in, right? You kind of know what you're seeing, and you could just text that in, and we would appreciate that. If you're on the road, if it's a road game and you're in the stadium, listen, we absolutely want to hear from you, right? If you're at home or you're at a bar, tell us where you are, how you're watching the game. Like, where are you? Are you by yourself? Are you at home? Are you in the garage? Are you in the basement, your man cave? Whatever that is, you could share pictures. You could, there's a ton you could do. And I think that it allows folks, and again, if it's really good, if your content is good, like it would be a part of the show. We actually could use it as a part to drive. And then as Bach and I were talking about, there's a few, like, just imagine that we have Bach will have a over the top rope royal battle of Husker super fans who want to be a part of the in-game talk. And there's 12. Like, there's 12. We'll pick 12. Maybe have them sponsored. There certainly would be food, right? Pizzas, runzas, something. Like, whoever sponsors this thing, that's the food that we would put in. And then different items, right? You come in, you get a ticket shirt and ticket hat, and you get to sit here and, you know, share your thoughts on the game. But that's only if folks want to do it. Like, I don't want to put that on somebody. But Bach, you can think of people who would want to do it.
Yeah,
right?
there are fans. There are quiet fans, and
Right.
there are, I think, a majority of fans that believe strongly in their own opinions, at least.
You're right. Right. Well, because in this thing, right, and it still has to be good entertainment, but it has to be factual. You can't just come out and rave, right? But being able to talk about who's playing, who's injured, who's playing well, who's not playing well, asking opinions of coaches and fans, like, what do you want here?
Well,
4th and 1, Bach. What do you want, right?
And every fan has a story too. It's always fun to talk to fans and see, you know, where did their love of Huskers come from? What are their biggest memories, first memories? And then, like you're saying, you know, you could always bring it to current. Well, how do you feel about how Matt Rule's doing? What are your positional concerns? So there's, for the well-informed fan, there's no shortage of football to talk.
Yeah, and here's the other thing that, as announced, that there is a full schedule of games available. And as I was just talking to Bach, that to have Bach do a weekly preview, would you in your head just sitting here, NFL or college?
I like college ball a little more myself.
Okay, so we could, I'll allow you to negotiate with Austin Orman over him doing the NFL.
Yes.
You know, which I think he would do. And that's another thing that we could do. It was actually broached that we do the live sessions during Husker basketball because we're doing the postgame show. So we're here. Somebody could be here and it makes sense. The question is, do you override some of the student shows? But I mean, I think with the schedule, we can look at the schedule and pretty much we knew that there weren't any real conflicts. Everybody kind of understood it. But I think that's the direction, the next step of the ticket. The evolution of it is that to have Bach give previews for the college games that we're going to show. And again, it's quite the list. You know, I'll mention a few, just tell me what comes to mind, right? Michigan State, Ohio State.
Oh man, I remember for that one. I remember being in Vegas in 2016. I think and betting on that. Michigan State pulled the upset, but yeah, I mean that's a classic one. I know it kind of gets lost in Big Ten rivalries, but that's the one that I get up for every year.
Auburn, Alabama.
Oh man, what more to say about the Iron Bowl rivalry week? It's one of the best games in college football on a yearly basis, but especially in rivalry week. That's a top 3 rivalry for many.
Think about this, that the Big Ten in its newest version has new rivalries. Some are teams that have played each other because of bowl games, and you've built some history. But in some of these are good programs who are just going to have to rebuild and do their own. One of those games is Oregon and Wisconsin. Think about this, that late in November, cold weather, Oregon, the Ducks and their track team going to have to go to Wisconsin and try to figure out how to get a win at Camp Randall.
Yeah, well, that in Wisconsin, who knows what they're going to be doing by then, because they were trying to get to this spread, but maybe they'll find out themselves in late in the year in Camp Randall. That's not a great idea either.
Oregon is, and again, I'm thinking their schedule has to be pretty brutal, because before that, they're going to go to the Big House and take on Michigan. Listen, the reigning defending national titles and 3-time Big Ten champions will face the Oregon Ducks. And I'm not sure, in your mind, we're not surprised if either one's the favorite.
No, and I'm interested too. I mean, Oregon, they come into this conference with 2 guys that could legit be All-Americans at wideout. Michigan's got a corner. I mean, there's a couple Big Ten. It's a pretty good defensive back league. And so we'll see if those are a little bit better and challenge Oregon's wide receivers, these All-American wide receivers, a little bit more than they were challenged in the Pac-12. But certainly, it's interesting in that game, as you went to Big Ten Media Days and mentioned, it doesn't feel like there's enough respect given to the defending champs.
Put some respect on my name. I'm the national champion. Also in the fact that the ticket will get to broadcast other Big Ten matchups. One of those being one that I'm curious to see what Nebraska fans take on it, but Wisconsin traveling to Iowa. Like, who does Nebraska root for?
That's always a tough one. It usually would depend on Big Ten West standings. Now that those are out of the way.
Right. We're all in the same water.
Yeah.
We're all in the same water. My uncle used to say, yeah, we're all in the same bathwater, bro. One of us gets dirty, we both get dirty. That's kind of how that works. Another one of these that just kind of jumps out at me, that we're going to have these types of games. LSU at Texas A&M. And they're giving us full access. So in a lot of these, we can carry pregame shows. And I think these would also be, some of these, when Nebraska's playing on Friday or playing later at night, we can actually do pregames for the games that we're going to air, and they're giving us content to do so.
Yeah. And it's going to be incredible. I mean, and even to that matchup, LSU and Texas A&M, Texas A&M has been in the SEC long, but that's 2 programs that I think at full function could run college football, right? I mean, those have very high ceilings, maybe not quite where they want to be right now, but at any time, any year, if they get on a run, watch out.
Several of these weeks could be identified as potential conference championship games in the Big Ten Conference. One of these is in week 7, where Ohio State travels to Oregon. Listen, buckle up and give me the work. This is why we're in this business. That a day like that, to have 2 teams ranked in the top 4 playing each other midseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's a definitely, if it weren't for the Big Ten ties, and I know they played non-con a few years ago, that's playoff prediction right there. And maybe still with the 12-team playoff, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's going to be several Big Ten teams in there. So certainly 2 teams that expect to be in the playoff, and some of the best, you look at the top 5 regular season games this year, that game's going to be in just about every list.
It's going to be a fantastic run. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We'll finish out. Again, there are more games on the schedule that I want to get Bot's immediate reaction on, because it's pretty exciting that the ticket will be bringing these games to you.
Summertime is here, and so is another action-packed baseball season with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Bring your whole crew to Haymarket Park to experience the magic under the lights and the thrill of the game. Enjoy daily specials like Wiener Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, and Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts. Don't miss out on the excitement.
Strike three, you're out.
Visit saltdogs.com to see this week's promotions and secure your tickets to unleash the fun.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
In a world where businesses are facing daily cyber threats, you need protection like never before. Don't let hackers and malware companies compromise your business success. Stay ahead of data breaches with Hamilton Cybersecurity. Let Hamilton provide you with peace of mind that your business is protected. Our experts identify and mitigate risks before they become disasters. As your trusted partner, we help you protect your valuable information. Hire your local cybersecurity experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodmen is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodmen representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of your liberty in pursuit of your justice for those that have been injured. My name is Matt Knight, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our relentless trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There we go. Final segment here, one-on-one. Here's what's in play. Again, college schedule in full. Most Saturdays, 2, sometimes 3 games. NFL, all of the night games, probably all of the early games, and some where we carry all 3 time slots. There are going to be games. Actually, there are a couple of Sundays where we could have the early London games as well. So we have that to deal with. And again, I will beg of you to lock in YouTube, Facebook, X. Get your Allo 961 on. Be prepared so that you can stream, multi-stream. Like if there's a game, it's no different than the Royals. If you're listening now, you understand the mission. That some days there'll be a live action college football or pro football game on the terrestrial radio. We need for you to jump on the stream to get the local content. Bach, back to the schedule of the college football. Red River Rivalry. Listen, the shootout, we're going to have Texas versus Oklahoma. I'm thrilled by that. That you bring this type of pageantry to the ticket. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, and for the first time in the SEC, obviously. So a little bit of a different way to look at it. And I know I'm doing that with all of Oklahoma and Texas's games as I look up and down the matchup. I think you mentioned Oklahoma and Missouri, too. I mean,
Oklahoma, Missouri, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Missouri, Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah.
Missouri, Alabama. There are games. Again, I didn't even mention the whole schedule because there's so many games on it that an Oklahoma State, Kansas State game. And I know, shout out to Whitey. I know there's some folks who are Kansas State fans, and the ability to carry some of their broadcasts.
Well, we'll see how Utah does. So that could be for the Big 12 championship. I mean, the Oklahoma State and Kansas State are right up there. But, Oklahoma and Texas, too, when you go back to your Big 12 days, I mean, that was the rivalry in the Big 12. Of course, took place in Nebraska, Oklahoma, unfortunately, from the Big 8. But is what it is and was always, I mean, sometimes even in those games, you can throw out the records I don't know if we look at Brent Venables in his second year at Oklahoma as having had a successful season if they did not beat Texas last year.
So much of the rivalry in perspective, and why I love having these games around the ticket, is that it'll keep in perspective what's happening around the rest of the country. One of those games being, I don't recall Tennessee and Oklahoma playing each other.
No, not necessarily.
Right? Like, I don't think of it, but we'll have them. We're all familiar with USC versus Michigan, and we'll have that on the ticket. Listen, old Rose Bowl fan, kind of, okay, I'm a little teary-eyed at the idea that USC and Michigan will play a game and it'll be aired on the ticket.
Yeah, and USC is fascinating. I mean, we heard Lincoln Riley saying that they need, more NIL or whatever. Every coach across the country is going to want to say that, but to be, look out for when they're coming. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they are, and I understand they're coming off not the most successful year, but Lincoln Riley's had 3 Heisman Trophy winners play for him. So, I mean, I think he knows a thing or two about his quarterbacks, and I feel like they're getting a little bit of disrespect heading into the season. Certainly knocking off the defending champs would help with that.
And then in this one, I also don't recall Alabama and Wisconsin playing. How did that meeting of the minds happen, right? Like, they're not in the same conference. They really aren't in that natural matchup space.
Yeah.
Alabama at Camp Randall.
Well, and did they play at Lambeau a few years ago? I think they've had at least some non-con matchup there, but credit to Wisconsin. You want a chance to jumpstart your season, to jumpstart Luke Fickell, to get you back in the nation's eyes. I mean, there's an opportunity, and also credit Alabama. I know Kalen DeBoer is in his first year, but I've seen some comments lately about, because they only played 8 conference games, Alabama's dunking competition. They would always go out there and generally have a marquee non-con matchup throughout Nick Saban's tenure.
Well, marquee non-con matchup, Texas at the Big House against Michigan early in week 2.
Yes.
Oh man, somebody's season is going to take a left hand to the chin.
That's right. That's the one. I think that is the non-con game, other than Nebraska and Colorado, of course, locally, but nationally, from a national perspective, Texas and Michigan talk about some big brands, and for the sort of college football too. It's been great to have them back. I mean, Texas. I love cheering against Texas more than the next guy. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something about a 7 or 6 win Texas team. It doesn't really matter all that much if they're back into the playoff discussion as they were last year. And then Michigan, of course, who doesn't like cheering against Michigan either? So that's kind of like what that.
Who are you rooting for that day?
There. I like Michigan better. I don't like Texas.
No, it's going to be that sort of deal. So again, Crowbait said I just tuned in and got the special announcement. I'll recap it for you quickly before we get out of here. On the ticket this fall, of course, Friday nights will be high school football, Lincoln High School football, public schools, except on the opening night of the NFL, that opening week, there's a Friday night game from Brazil that we will air. We will have Thursday night football from the NFL, Sunday night football from the NFL, Monday night football from the NFL, and then college Saturday game days. Again, not interrupting the Huskers ticket coverage here on 93.7. Not an issue. You'll still get the pre and post games, but also we will carry live broadcasts, including some pretty stellar matchups in the SEC and the Big Ten Conference. So we will have football for you Thursday through Monday night, and sometimes Wednesday. We're working on getting Mac crazy. Get some Macs in the day. Bach, thank you, kind sir, for hanging out with me for this 3 hours. I'm going to go eat birthday cake.
There you go.
Yeah, fully earned along the way. Treat yourself like today's your birthday. You deserve it.